The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's host, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am the show pony himself, David Rodgers, alongside Michael Heater with Super Dave Holland, the dancing destroyer, behind the scenes trying to keep us out of trouble. Great to have you along tonight. Tonight's show is sponsored by Miracle Automotive and Towing. When you need automotive help, don't pray for a miracle. Call Miracle for 24-hour towing service and a full-service auto repair. Call 904-358-1114. Miracle Automotive and Towing, where miracles happen every day. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Everybody that's watching the show, everybody that's in studio, please bow your head as we say the prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that our show team can get together, dear Lord, as we have tons of information, dear Lord, and special guests that we have with us tonight, and that we were able to give out that information to all our viewers, dear Lord, and let them decide what they want to do with it. As our special guest is on as well, as she gives information about what she has done, dear Lord, just bless her and prepare her to have a great show with us, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, the most freest and powerful country in the world today. Thank you. And just keep your hand over us, dear Lord, as we've got our own issues. But you are the ultimate healer and the ultimate comforter. You can make things happen for us, dear Lord. Thank you for the armed forces, our armed forces, the greatest armed forces in the world today, dear Lord. All the men and women that has served in the past and that is serving now. That you keep a hedge of protection over all of them as they're out there doing their duties, fighting for our rights, fighting against domestic and international terrorism, dear Lord, and any other things, dear Lord, that is harmful to this country. Thank you for our first responders, each and every one of those men and women, past and present as well, dear Lord, that you keep a hedge of protection over the ones that are serving right now, so that we feel safe when we go home at night, dear Lord, and that we know that we will be safely and safe in our homes. Thank you for the frontline workers, dear Lord, all the railroad workers, all the truck drivers, everybody, the farmers, everybody that's on the front line of America, that you keep blessing each and every one of them so we can keep making America prosperous as we can. Any spoken or unspoken prayer requests, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them. You're the ultimate healer and the ultimate comforter, dear Lord. So please touch each and every one of them. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day as it goes to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Again, thank you for this great day. Thank you for the great upcoming week that we're going to have. And thank you for letting us do this show each and every Tuesday. We ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, and the congregation says, Amen. Right. Let's stand for the pledge. Okay. And I'm going to ask Mr. Dave Holland, if he would, to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Welcome in to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers. Right alongside of me is Mr. Fantastic himself. He is the guy that has all the plans coming up on some things that we got coming up within the community. And we're going to talk about that.
Some good stuff coming out.
Senior producer Dave Holland back there, the dancing destroyer. Also, hey, buddy, we don't have Mr. Byron Bagwell again tonight, but he assured me that he's going to be listening in. He's going to be piping in.
Good.
So hopefully we'll have Mr. Bagwell here with us, at least on air. Also, Mr. Mitchell Gunner will talk about his show He told us last night he may not have one this week because he doesn't have a guest. He's working on a couple of things, but we'll get into that here in just a few minutes. But again, welcome into the show. Got a couple of patriotic quotes for you. Founding Fathers, here we go.
Okay, all right.
Liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people.
Glenn Heater.
Let me see. Glenn Heater. Close.
Close. Shout out to Dad anyway.
There you go. Liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people. It's a famous founding father.
I think I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
I think.
Go ahead. It's a destroyer.
Is there a Thomas Jefferson?
There is a Thomas Jefferson in the house.
Okay, and so
he took your answer?
He took my answer. So I'm going to say Ben Franklin.
You're going to say Ben Franklin. Okay.
I was going to say Ben Franklin,
Yeah,
but I changed my
Jefferson.
mind.
All right. Let's see what.
Okay. Let's see. If
Yeah,
anybody
let's
else.
see what anybody
see what
else
you guys
has.
have.
Let's see what you guys have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything just yet. Girls, you have anything back there? No?
Give us
Well,
some.
I'm going to give you a little bit of history.
Okay.
Liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people. That was President John Adams.
Ooh.
Yep, John Adams said that.
An overnight.
Overnight. That's okay, but you're going to get this one right now.
Okay. All right.
All right. Those who stand for nothing fall for everything.
Oh, man.
Those who stand for nothing fall for everything.
Wow. Yeah, founding father.
Founding father. Yep, founding father.
I'm sticking with my answer.
TJ?
No, I said Ben Franklin.
You said Ben Franklin.
I'm sticking with Ben.
I'm going to go with John.
You're going to go with John Adams?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what everybody else says. No answers just yet, but we got quite a few people following us live. Girls, you got a guess?
Alexander Hamilton.
Ooh.
Nice guess. You want to what? You want to go with her?
Alexander Hamilton. That's a good answer.
Courtney Comer just got it. Our special guest. It is Alexander Hamilton.
Wow. Very
All
good.
right.
Oh,
Look at that.
Hey, was that just a guess? That was just not bright. Good job, Alexander Hamilton.
Brains and brawn.
God, golly, we're going to
Total
talk
package.
about that. You're
The
exactly
total package.
You're exactly right. Hey, don't go anywhere because here comes the roundtable right after this commercial break.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida at David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
This is the Roundtable. We go around the region, around the table with the latest news and notes. Brought to you by Harry Business in the Deerfoot Plaza, home of the $10 haircut. Call David Company at 904-964-3338. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5.
I made a boo-boo.
Uh-oh.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Kirk, I'm sorry. I made a typo. I think we should give them the real number to Miracle Automotive.
Okay, I was wondering.
When I wrote the script, I realized that I fat-fingered it, and you went with what I wrote. Miracle Automotive, where miracles happen every day, 904-368-1114. My apologies. I will fix that in the script. My bad. But
All good. All good. It's all
there we
good.
Go. Sorry about that.
And if you get a haircut from Dave himself, he will give you that dance because that's why he's known as the Dancing Destroyer.
There you go.
Oh, boy. We begin in Columbia County where a body was discovered in the woods around 4 p.m. on Monday. Deputies responded to woods along the Southeast County Line Road near the Baker County line. The body has not yet been identified and the investigation is still continuing.
There we go. Hey, an investigation also continues into the crash of a small private airplane that hit the woods in between Citra and Orange Springs late Saturday. The pilot and the passenger on the aircraft both were killed. The Federal Aviation Administration is taking over that investigation.
Alachua County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after Hawthorne High School students reported another student who made comments on social media threatening other students. At this time, no charges have been filed. However, the investigation is still ongoing.
Yes, indeed.
Let's take a look at the weather, and there is another tropical storm, Mike.
There is indeed.
Uh-oh.
This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
Dave, you hit it right on the head. There is another tropical disturbance out there. Austin's Weather Service gave me the heads up on it earlier this afternoon, and now we're going to give it to you. But first, Dave's favorite part of the weather. Look at these pollen numbers.
Jeez, turn that off.
Medium high numbers. Thursday, 9.5. This is actually approaching the worst part of the year when it comes to the pollen counts, and it's simply because of the ragweed, grasses, chenopod's. They're really hitting their stride now in the summertime, in the springtime, summer, starting to wind down as we get into the fall. This is the worst time for that one. So if you've got allergies and it's acting up on you, that's the reason why. But let's just go ahead and segue into the tropics, because this is kind of important. A lot of people have been asking about Hurricane Fiona, and now Tropical Storm Gaston. As you can see, Fiona, of course, that's the primary weather maker that's going to be in the tropics. Puerto Rico took a heck of a hit. Winds 100 miles per hour as Fiona made landfall over Puerto Rico. At one point, 100% of the island was without power. They are slowly restoring power. They're still only at 5%. It will be days, if not weeks, before Puerto Rico is able to recover from Fiona. It is starting to make that curve to the north. Bermuda could be in its crosshairs. We'll have to wait and see how that works. And then overall on the right-hand side, Tropical Storm Gaston formed this afternoon. Winds at 40 miles per hour. It's going to be moving off to the northeast. No concern to us. Shipping might be a problem. We'll have to see how that goes. Regionally, we're going to be looking at some nice conditions across the region, but a warm-up is on the way. If you take a look at those graphics, you will see what we're talking about. Beautiful conditions. Nashville at 98 degrees. Atlanta at 94. Charlotte is going to be dropping in here in the same areas of 90 degrees, but a high-pressure dome forming over Nashville, spreading over Atlanta is going to drop some really high temperatures. We're going to see 88 here. Chances are pushing 90 degrees as we make our way through. But that high pressure, bringing those high temperatures across the southeast, is what's pushing Fiona out to sea. So that's the good part about it. Now, we are going to see patches of locally dense fog by sunrise tomorrow. And for the next few days, we're going to see temperatures in the 90s before another cold front arrives on Friday, bringing some fresh northeasterly winds and more comfortable temperatures. Could see a chance of rain for the game on Friday night because of that cold front, but I suspect it'll push through before game time, which means it's going to be great weather for tornado football season. Tropical Storm Gaston, again, moving off. The biggest concern that we're going to have locally is Hurricane Fiona, bringing us some waves. Great for the surfers. A little bit of beach erosion could be a concern. Locally, here's what's going to happen for you next 3 days. Again, look for temperatures to be approaching 90 degrees and exceeding that number in some areas there. But the good part about it is a very low chance of rain. It's going to be mostly sunny. A few afternoon scattered showers are possible. Highs around 90 degrees, pushing 91 in certain areas. Lows around 70 degrees. Dave, that is the weather. Austin Stevens, thank you very much for your update, giving that to me. And that is where we are with that.
All righty. Thank you very much, Michael. I just want to ask you one quick question. You may have said it, and maybe I was looking at my notes.
Okay.
That Hurricane Fiona, when it hit Puerto Rico, what did it hit as?
It hit as it was a I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, a weak Cat 2 hurricane. Winds are about 100 miles per hour. It has increased in strength, which is weird because usually storms, when they hit the Puerto Rico and Hispaniola, they weaken because of the mountains. Fiona didn't. Now, grant you, it was a glancing blow, but it still took out the power. It is a Cat 2 hurricane. It is probably going to go ahead and it may reach major hurricane strength. It's at winds of 115 now. I wouldn't be surprised if it reaches Category 3 by the time it makes its way towards Bermuda, because the water is really warm in that area. So Bermuda, if you're watching from Bermuda, be aware of the conditions that are going to rapidly be changing. We'll see how that plays out over the next 3 to 4 days.
Is that a direct hit in Bermuda, or is it going to be a skirt, Mike, or do you know?
No
Nobody
idea at this
knows.
point. Too far out. It's going to depend on how the path of the storm goes. Because if it makes that curve, it's
Yeah.
going to end up. It could be a direct hit. It could kick it off towards the east. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
All right, sounds good. And we're going to have that weather report again toward the end of the show. Again, thank you for that weather update, Mike. Now we move on. Trivia on Wednesday nights with Michael Heater. He is your trivia director, trivia host, as we like to call it. On
go.
Wednesday nights at Fun Point starts at 7, and then Thursday night at the Downtown Grill in Stark at 7:30. And Mike, I know we won't get into it too much because we want to get on with the show, but just a couple of quick things maybe on your trivia that you may have. Okay, we're moving on.
No,
Well, wait a minute. Okay.
I'm going to look you in the eye and say, happy 1 year anniversary.
Oh, that's
trivia
right.
tomorrow night, celebrating 1 year. If you come out to play trivia tomorrow night with your team, free appetizers on me across the board. Everybody in attendance that's playing trivia will get a free appetizer to celebrate our 1 year anniversary of having trivia at Fun Point. We start at 7 o'clock. We've got some tremendous opportunities going on. We're going to have What's the Date? This category. We'll begin to that in just
Right,
a moment.
in just a moment.
Name that tune, one of our biggest hits. And you know what? Like I said, TV Guide, boy, is that
Is that a
popular
big hit?
And it is. And it's a chance to get an easy 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 points, depending on how many characters you show on the screen. And if it happens to be the Double Dare, woohoo, boy, we got to have a good time with that.
Oh,
So
man.
we have a great time. Join us Wednesday night, 7 p.m. sharp at Fun Point.
All right, and then Thursday night at the Downtown Grill, 7:30, we give you, and the answer is, we've swapped up some categories too. And Dave, I'm going to go ahead and let's show that answer really quick. And the answer is Storm.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I like that.
And Dave just brought to my attention, this here, gentlemen, is our 4-year anniversary doing this show.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, Dave,
4 years
this,
already.
yeah, and I just to hit a little bit, this started off as a fluke. It really did. It started off with me and Ashley Waltermeyer, who is a good friend of mine in Ohio. She's a big Ohio State fan, the worthless nuts, as I like to call it. Nobody's perfect. No. But anyway, we started over at Panama City Beach, and we just started doing a live, and then from there it just carried on. Got with you. You liked the idea. We started doing some lives. Then we started bringing in Mitchell Gunn and Byron Bagwell, and we brought in Michael Heater. Now we've got a great team, and Austin Stevens. Oh, don't let me forget.
And to be honest, and to be honest with you, for all of everything like that one, you got to conclude Roger.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I forgot about Roger. He was.
So I mean, we have a tremendous team. In fact, I even have some photos from behind the scenes, and you're going to get to see them next week as part of our anniversary.
Oh, wow. How about that? That would work. So,
Yes,
again,
indeed.
thank you again for you guys tuning in. Thank you for, being always a faithful viewer. You know, Mike, we've got several viewers that are faithful viewers. We got viewers that pipe in here and there. But I can tell you, I can name all the faithful viewers that we have.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, and now, everyone's favorite segment that brings back a little history, brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, mine and Byron Bagwell's boss on Friday nights, and Michael Heater's boss when he needs to do a voiceover, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, and, of course, the Bradford County Telegraph, and their great staff, including owner John Miller, editor-in-chief Mark Crawford, the ad guru himself, J.R. Tillman, John Ryan Tillman, and, of course, Mr. Photogenic himself, Cliff Smelly. Here's What's the Date? These are the headlines from the Bradford Telegraph during the third week of September in what year? Hampton Sidewalk Project gets sidetracked. Facebook chats trip up accused sex offenders. Bowling alley remains among worst eyesores. Was that the third week of September of 2012, third week of September of 2014, or the third week of September of 2016?
Wow.
Hampton Sidewalk Project gets sidetracked. Facebook chats trip up accused sex offenders, and bowling alley remains among the worst eyesores in Bradford County. Was that September of 2012, 2014, or 2016? Let us help you out here. I'll read the first one. Mike, you read the second one. I'll read the third one. County commissioners held an emergency meeting Monday evening hoping to rescue a suspended sidewalk project near Hampton.
Yeah. 3 teens wound up behind bars after various felony sex crime charges after an exchange on Facebook regarding an underage victim became public knowledge.
The old bowling alley on US 301 North, a 8,700 square foot building, was constructed in 1983, guys, and destroyed by fire on July 4, 2004, was a hot topic of discussion as an eyesore and potential threat to the public.
Wow, that's
wow. And the sidewalk project gets sidetracked. Facebook chats tripped up accused sex offenders, and bowling alley remains among the worst eyesores. Was that September of 2012, September of 2014, or September of 2016? That's the third week. This is where all of you get to play right here. If you get it right, you get to be put in a fire hat for a drawing for a $25 gift card for the Downtown Grill.
Indeed.
If we pull your name, you're going to be the lucky winner for that $25 gift certificate. We do that the first week of the following month. So, Mike, that'll be somewhere within the first week of October. We're going to pull that, right? That first Tuesday.
That will be on Tuesday, October 4th.
How about that? Tuesday, October 4th. Here we go. Want to welcome in some people. Randy Brooks, thank you. Austin Stevens, thank you for the great weather report. Dave Holland's watching. The Dancing Destroyer's watching.
I know him.
I know him too.
Yeah.
Gail Allen's watching. Melissa Cribbs is watching. Michael McKenzie's watching.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, hello, Mike. Noah Gibson. Bobby Gibson from Birmingham, Alabama. One of my classmates. Billy Rayberg's watching. I hope he's on his meds.
Yeah, buddy.
Byron Bagwell is tuning in.
Excellent.
He is our co-host. Won't y'all fix the audio while y'all are at it? I don't know, nothing wrong with the audio that I know of.
Seems to be working just fine.
Yeah, Billy, you're off your meds again. Melba B. Johnson is watching. Susan Cunningham's watching. Lucy Davis is watching. Haven't seen Lucy in a while. Roy Jackson, Ralph Bratton, Joe Clark.
Hey, Joe.
Patricia Bath is watching. Hey, Dwight Allen, good evening to you, my fellow patriot. Good evening to you, Miss Cunningham. Janet Rolls watching. The Boss Lady's watching. She says, good evening, fellows. Billy Rayberg, here we go.
Okay.
2016.
Wait.
Oh, okay, got to get it. Yep.
Wait, you got to let me get ready.
Yeah, get ready. All right.
Okay,
Billy.
wait. Billy.
Billy 2016. Hey, a guy that we know, J.J. Thompson. What's up, brother? I ain't seen you in a little bit.
There we go.
Sam Allstat said 2014. Roy Jackson, 2012. Susan Cunningham, 2014. Dwight Allen, 2012. And Miss Lynn Bergman's watching. Hello and welcome into the show. We've got you all so far. Well, all right. Hey, Diane Rainey's watching. Diane Santos Rainey's watching. Good evening to you. Some newer viewers, Dave, that I'm not calling out names that I'm used to calling out are watching the show. Why?
Excellent.
Because we're the best regional show around in the whole Southeast. I'm going to admit it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. What do you think?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay, here we go. Amber Lynn Fugit is watching. Good evening. Good
Hi, Amber.
night. There we go. This is probably some people that Courtney know as well.
I'm
I'm sure
willing
they
to
want
bet
to
that's
see
something
Courtney.
to do
I
with
bet I'm willing to bet too.
Probably so.
Courtney, you heard what I read. You want to take a guess at that date? 14, 16,
Or 12.
or 12? 12, 14, or 16?
14.
You're going to go 14.
Okay.
12.
You want to go 12. All right, Dave? You going to follow suit?
Wow. I'm going to go with 16.
All right.
Mike, what are you going with? Yeah, you can't go with anything.
I can tell you that so far somebody in this room is correct. Although we've had guesses for 12, 14, and 16, so it was kind of...
Yeah,
Somebody's correct, yes.
All right, I'm going to take a stab at this. Nothing, you did a good job because nothing really sticks out to me with the exception of the internet thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say 2016. Something's telling me 2016.
All right.
And I'm probably wrong here. Wait a minute, we got another guess here.
Oh, yeah.
Amber Lynn Fugit says 2016, please. Okay, I got some. Let me read some disturbing news here. Okay. Bear with me. Favy the Third watches the show. I was diagnosed with hypertension, high blood pressure when I was 16. I started taking medicine as a maintenance medication when I was 18. Still, even with the medicine, I have symptoms of hypertension, so I tried to lower my sodium in a slow process and exercise every day. I had searched the whole herbs in town without no hope. I passed an order from herb treatment from Dr. Erman?
I'm not sure.
Erman? Okay, we'll take it. I was eager to use the medicine. I followed the instructions. I've been using it for about 4 weeks. I have not seen any symptoms of high blood hypertension. High blood pressure hypertension for over a year now. My blood pressure is normal. The same doctor also cured my auntie from herpes. As soon as I heard she had herpes, I quickly referred her to Dr. Erman, and she was cured too after drinking this herb. I have referred more than 15 people to Dr. Erman, and they were all cured from their various illness. Have you taken herbs before? I have not. There, Fee. And it gives a little contact there on how you can get your herbs right there. So, hey, follow it if you like herbs or if you want to try something different. He's got a contact. All you got to do is go back and watch the show, and you can catch that email. We could have another tropical disturbance developing within the next 5 days. I will have an update next week.
Austin, I want to confirm, is that the one that we're looking at in the Gulf of Mexico that could impact the west coast of Florida on about the 30th of September? Kind of playing out. I didn't want to get into that because I didn't have any real numbers. But I think that's what Austin's referring to. Austin, if you'll go ahead and just do the comments, and we'll be sure to share that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we are looking at a potential tropical development in the Gulf of Mexico. But again, Austin will have the latest update on that.
All right, Lynn Bergman says 2016.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like spam, David Rodgers. It may be spam.
Yeah, it sounds
and
like
that's why I didn't finish reading it. It could be.
Sounds like it.
So, but hey, he left an email address there. It looks legit.
Whatever.
You can whatever you want to do.
There you go.
Yes, it is. All global models are in agreement now.
I thought so, but I didn't want to steal anybody's thunder. That's Austin's baby, and I wanted him to make sure he had it. So.
Right. Byron Bagwell says, good evening, brothers, sisters, patriots, infidels, and...
Me, miscreant.
Miscreant. That's
Get
right,
right.
Byron Bagwell, our co-host. All right. Let's get her up, God, there, man. And the answer is, let's get a drum roll. Wait for it.
I got to give credit where credit is due.
Okay.
Brains and brawn.
2014?
Courtney got it right. It was September of 2014.
Wow, you're in the drawing for a $25 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill.
Very impressive.
How about that? And anybody else that said 2014?
Yep, we got it.
There you go.
Got a couple in there, so that's good.
Man,
There
I
you
thought
go.
I was right.
Hey, you were close. You only missed it by 2 years.
Yeah, there you go. I only missed it by 2 years, too.
There you go.
All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you for playing. Again, we will get all that in, and thank you for joining us tonight. All right.
So how about, you know what?
What do you want to do? You want to go to a commercial break?
I think we go to a commercial and then bring in an amazing guest.
All right, let's do that. Let's go to a commercial break, and we'll bring our guest in right here after this. After we pay some bills with this
that's
commercial
what we
break.
do.
David Rodgers, right alongside Mr. Michael Heater, the Dancing Destroyer, producing the show himself, Mr. Dave Holland. Mr. Byron Bagwell could not be here with us tonight as he's working, but he is on the show. He's going to be commenting. Also, don't forget, On the Spot Motorsports media now.
That's right.
And let me tell you how that came about. Do you know why this came about?
I was just told to make graphics. I don't know anything beyond that.
Well, anyway, besides that, Mitchell wants to go back to the old graphic.
Okay.
He likes that one.
Okay.
And he wants you to take out with David Rodgers and put media there.
Okay.
Which is cool. But he says he wants to leave it all because he still wants it tied in. Okay. Well, let me tell you what was happening. So Mitchell would get guest on. Okay. And guess what they would call him? David Rodgers. Oh, of course. Yeah. Like the last 3 or 4 guests. Yeah. And even his co-partners and his co-hosts would call him David Rodgers.
Well, I mean, and who wouldn't?
So, and who wouldn't? Look at that. Look at that handsome face. Good grief. There ain't no way. Mitchell's more handsome than I am. But anyway, So that's what happened, and that's why we're going to change it from On the Spot Motorsports with David Rodgers to media. It will still be linked to the page. Everything will still go as everything's still the same. So that's where we're at right now. Okay. Not sure if he's going to have a show. I hope he comes on and and he can explain what's going to be going on this week. But right now, I have a very, very special guest. She's been on with us before. Miss Courtney Comer, put your hands together for her. Yeah. All right, Courtney, welcome in. Thank you for showing back up again. Just wanted to talk a couple of things here with you. I know that you're still a senior at Bradford High School, so you still got one more year. You are into weightlifting. You're into powerlifting. Explain to our audience what's the difference between and I know what you do in bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding is more like physique-wise, and then powerlifting is more like strength and weightlifting.
And weightlifting, yeah. I gotcha. All right, okay. So, Miss Comer, as she is right here, Powerlifting America. Let me make sure I say everything right here. Courtney, a senior at Bradford High School, won gold and 2 silver medals, placing second overall for the 76 kg class at the 2022 Sub-Junior World Championships. Courtney went 5 over 9, is that right? Okay, totaling 427.5 kilograms or 942 pounds, right?
Yes.
Woo! Finishing in second place in the 76 kg Sub-Junior class. Courtney's bench is so dominant, she brought home, ladies and gentlemen, the gold medal with her opener. Yeah, I said that right. She brought home the gold medal with her opener. She's also really good at squat and deadlift, winning silver medals in both. Not bad. Courtney is a rising star in powerlifting, and we can't wait to see what she does next. So, from all of us and our viewing audience, we want to thank you, Courtney, for an outstanding performance representing the United States. You know what's so good about that? You know what's so good about this?
We got a gold medalist in town.
From, like Michael said, when she was on before and when we was trying to get all this organized for them to go to Turkey, Michael said something that was really prevalent to me. Not only do we have 2 girls that represented us, and Courtney, of course, being our guest right now, talking about her mainly, but we had people right here from this little small town.
Amazing.
2. Isn't that crazy? And like you were saying about the USA, it's not like from where.
We're not talking about the state of Florida,
right?
Or even the United States. This was a world championship, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
So, in other words, as a silver medalist, according to the way this was done up, only one person in the world exceeded you. That just. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. That's good.
From the same town. I mean that and from the same area. That is just absolutely phenomenal. I don't know where anywhere else in the United States or even the world say that they got 2 people that place from the same area.
Well, I watched Mike Tyson knock people out for years.
Yep.
And now she steps in the picture.
Right.
It's amazing.
I think
amazing.
I think what's impressive is that Courtney represents first off a powerful female role model for other girls around the region. But when you think about it, okay, the championships that we are seeing, we have 2 world champion female weightlifters.
Yes.
Powerlifters, I guess is the proper term.
Powerlifter, yeah.
Okay, we have Miss America Agricultural.
Right.
From Bradford.
From Bradford County, yeah.
We have the weightlifting team that took state, correct?
Yep.
And the boys basketball team that took state. So I like, because what this is doing is that I see that we're starting to build a culture of champions, and what I'm impressed about this is that and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you've really kind of you looking from the outside in, you've taken this in stride.
She's embodied that.
And it's not that you don't walk around going hello. No,
that's me.
You come across as a very down to earth, down to earth person. Your upbringing clearly had a lot to do with that. What do you attribute your abilities, not just physically, but socially? You come across as such a really, just a down home, good person to talk to. It's easy to talk to you, easy to communicate with. What is it about that and the environment around here that just seems to bring out the best in you and your fellow students and basically everyone around here that participates?
I've just always been told to stay humble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good thing there. And that was the word there, humble.
Yeah.
And I know your mom is probably watching. I know your mom had a lot to do with this. Your dad as well. And I can tell that you was raised right, and your upbringing was good, and it still is good because you're still a senior in high school. Let's not forget this. So we're going to go over some of your totals here in a minute. But for our viewers, and talk a little louder for me so they can hear you. Yeah. For our viewers that don't understand weightlifting, what is different in weightlifting in high school versus powerlifting in Worlds?
Weightlifting is more like a smaller stage.
Okay.
When you got there. It's a lot of girls competing still for the same thing, for strength overall. Who's the strongest?
Right.
But powerlifting's more like who's the strongest in like main exercises, like the squat, the bench, the deadlift, like overall. And then powerlifting's like a lot more bigger stage.
So more things or more activities to participate in, because in the world you did the squat, did the bench, did you do clean and jerk?
No, just deadlift.
Just the deadlift. Now and I know because I've been involved with you guys for a while now. So when you do high school, we've got the bench, we've got the clean and jerk,
and then snatch.
And now snatch now is optional. So that's the difference right there, because those right there, even though it shows strength, even though in the high school class, it's different because I can tell you that snatch looks very difficult to do. And if you've got too much weight on there and you can't handle it, you can really hurt yourself, couldn't you, Courtney?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's one of those things that you don't want to, unless you know what you're doing. You got to have a technique for that too, right? There's technique work into that. Even with the clean and jerk, there's technique to that. There's technique to that. The bench, and I know you're very strong on the bench. You can bench press me and Michael and without no problem, couldn't you? Just put his stuff together and just press us a couple of times.
I'd like to see that.
You'd like to see that, Dave? I bet you would.
Which leads me to another, and I don't mean to. Let
me
run on with another question real quick. So clearly, even though we're talking strength, conditioning plays a large role into this. Would you agree with that one? Because I mean, the risk of injury is significant. I've seen my fair share of injuries as a paramedic, and I know what the body can withstand, and I can also know what the body can do in extraordinary situations. So how do you, to take gold in the opener just blows my mind, because you almost, it's not like you really got the chance to kind of warm up into this one. You just went and
just sort of
did it. So what do you do, and your teammates, what do you both as a team and individually, what do you do to prepare yourself for that kind of strain that you put on your body?
We do a lot of like recovery work, and then overall it's just all the time practicing and the time that we put in it at built the strength.
Okay.
That's good.
Good.
All right, we got some comments coming in. I'll get to those here in a minute.
Yes, indeed.
Worlds, like you said, squat, bench, deadlift. All right, high school, bench, clean and jerk, and then, of course, the optional snatch. Now, that's the difference, ladies and gentlemen, of what she just went to Worlds for and what she's still in high school for, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Yeah. All right, they use kilograms versus pounds. Did that throw you off a little bit, or are you sort of used to that because of the competitions you go to?
I kind of got used to it a little bit better than I was before.
Right, the metric system, of course, the Europeans are famous for that, and of course, your third world countries and all those countries over that way, Michael, they love the metric system, and that's what they use.
That's true. And just for those of you that might be interested in like that, when it comes to weight classes, 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So
right.
basically, if she said that she did 400 kilos, you're looking at roughly 880 pounds there.
Yeah, well, how about this? 427.5 is 942 pounds.
Okay, well, there you go. See, exactly right. So
that's
just if you want to do the math and look at it like that, so basically 1 kilo equals 202.2 pounds. Impressive in any book like that. We got some graphics up on the screen. I want you to take a look at these. I can't really put it into words the effort that goes into this. Because this is the sort of thing that you can just see the grit and determination.
I want to ask Courtney, what's on there, Courtney? She's looking.
That's 3
25.
25 that's 55 pounds. So 55 times 6.
55 times 6?
So
that's
30.
30. So
and plus the bar. I think that's
about 380, 385?
Yeah, that's about
Not right?
I think that's 383.
As soon after this picture was taken, she took the bar and then threw it across the room. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Look at there. Hey, where are you at in that picture? By the way, that's for you. There's your picture. I'm probably sure you probably got 40 of them, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
you got about 40 of them. But is that you to the left?
Yes, sir.
That's you to the left. Who was the overall winner? Did you get to know her a little bit?
We did meet a little bit in the lobby after that.
What country was she from?
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, from Italy. Wow. Okay. And then third place was from
South Africa.
South Africa, and you're right because I can tell by the yellow and the green.
I think it was South Africa.
Okay, that sounds right. So, what's the girl's name? Did you ever get her name? You probably can't remember it now, can you?
Alicia French.
Okay. It's like, hey, let me get the paper here.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I'll give you the paper right there. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Asia Francini. Sounds definitely Italian, no doubt about it. sounds
like a menu item at Tony and Al's.
Tony and Al's.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So you still had 3 chances for lifts in both. Let me just tell you a little bit about Courtney. She can tell you herself, but she's 3 years a state champion in high school. Still got another year to go. What place in medals? 9th and 10th. You won first gold in weight class. Is that right? And then 11th, same. So, look.
It's in the 9th grade, yeah, I did.
Your 9th grade year. Okay, yeah, 2nd place. Yeah, okay. So we forgot to write that. Yeah, so you lost by 5 pounds.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Wow. So are colleges kind of scouting you out, or what's your vision moving forward?
I spoke to a few and stuff like that about going collegiate or going raw, like overall, like
Right.
going professional into it.
Right.
Really?
But I've been thinking a lot more about it, like what I want to do, and I still haven't made up my mind yet.
That's good. Nothing wrong with that.
It's a lot of colleges. Is a lot of colleges offering weightlifting because you don't hear about it a lot. I know it's out there, girls weightlifting. Is it your major universities or is it sort of your smaller schools?
Weightlifting's different in powerlifting. As in powerlifting, there's only like 27, I think, colleges that really offer it.
Really?
Okay.
Like around.
And you can win a national championship in that, right? It's definitely okay.
Wow. Okay.
You can go all the way to like Arnold's and stuff like that.
Is that right?
Powerlifting.
Wow. Okay.
And weightlifting, they offer a lot more at like colleges.
Okay.
Okay.
Powerlifting.
Do you have a college pick?
Not yet.
Good.
You're a Gator fan, though, right?
Good politically
Are you a Gator
correct
fan?
answer.
Are you a Gator fan?
You'd
rather not? You'd rather not say? You can say.
Yeah.
You're a Seminole fan?
That's him.
I knew I loved her for a reason. She knows that.
Okay.
I'm a Seminole fan. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
There was a time that I could make jokes about this one,
Yeah.
but this season, no.
You better not this year.
Nope.
So, hey,
Let it go.
at least we're undefeated right now, right? So that's good.
There you go.
All right. So, What's your expectations for this year? I know you're just getting started with your senior year. I know graduating is definitely one of the things that you want to do. What is your goal, of course, for girls weightlifting and you and your teammates?
Overall, for the team, I'm hoping we can win state again as a team.
Right.
Together, and hopefully we have a few more state champs who didn't get to get it last year.
I'm glad that you said that because, Takira's out there. She's a good lifter. And some of the others that I won't mention here tonight, but you know who I'm talking about. I know some of those girls have either hit second or third, and they just need a little bit more of a push to get to
about 5-10 pounds each of them.
Wow.
And that is just crazy, isn't it? It's just like, man, if I had another donut, man, or if I had another energy bar.
Yeah.
Donuts for me.
Yeah, well,
but, an energy bar, I could have got that. And that's us. I know that's depressing. And I know for you in your ninth grade year, you were probably going, man, golly, just missed about 5 pounds. And that made you work harder, didn't it?
It did.
So, what kind of influence do you see yourself, or do you see anybody from the middle school that is like girls that are like inspired by this one? Do you do anything to kind of reach out? Have there been others like younger girls that come to you, talk to you, and want to know how to get into it?
There's a few people like I've had give like advice to like on Instagram, and they ask me like technique wise. They send me like their videos,
right?
And like I've like shared to them like a little bit of my workout, and like what I do and stuff, like what's helped me.
Okay.
Good.
Is there a chance down the road? And again, we're talking a ways out like that one. After
I know what you're getting ready to ask.
Do you see any possible coaching in your future?
I've thought about it, honestly, after this year. I want to. I'm getting certified. I'm working on my certifications right now for a personal training, nutritionist, and powerlifting.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I know a whole bunch of firemen that could probably use a little bit of help in that area. So.
I know an old man sitting at this table that could use some of that. So, let me see. My goodness. You pointing at both of us?
Oh yeah.
Amberly, is that her name? Who's Amberly? Is it you? No. Who's Amberly?
It's my mom's friend.
It's your mom's friend, okay. Giving you a big clap. Diane Rainey, one of your mom. That's your mom. Okay, that's mom.
You can wave at mom if you want to.
Hey, she says, yay, Courtney. Wave at mom and them. And there you go.
Perfect.
Susan Cunningham says she's so very proud of you, Courtney, as we all are.
Absolutely.
I'm just ecstatic that I've got to know you and I know you as a person. And for you to accomplish something what you just did right there, it not only should it make you proud, it's made all of us here in Bradford County, Union, this whole region very proud of what you've done. And like I said, you're still just a senior. You still got another weightlifting season to go. Yep. You're going to be training again for this. So hopefully we can get the overall first place this time.
Next year it's in Romania.
Really? Okay, and I want to ask about Turkey because I've been to Turkey and I want to get into that. I know what you get ready to say. Yeah. Brandy, Brandy Gallion-Smith's watching. Lynn Bergman says, amazing, great job to you. Your mom says, amazing job, Courtney. Giving that big power pump there.
There you go.
Byron Bagwell, America Strong. Thanks, Courtney, and congrats. That's our co-host, Byron. You know Byron. So he says, America Strong. Absolutely. That's right. Diane Santos, Rainey, doing a great job. Shirley Bagwell, Byron's mom, is watching. Hello, Shirley. How are you? Glad you. I know you came in a little bit late, so you missed what's the date. Probably would have got it right anyway. You normally do. Diane Santos, you've done a great job with this amazing young lady talking. Lynn Bergman talking to mom. Done a great job with you. Thank you, ladies. I am a proud mom of such a hardworking and determined young lady, and we can definitely see that. Ms. Rainey, you've done a great job raising this young lady and teaching her the right things, and of course, staying on the right path. Hey, I know we ain't all perfect. I'm sure there's a little bit of things here and there, but overall, she's definitely a good girl. Let's see. Courtney Comer definitely deserves all the credit for her hard work through her teenage years and never letting go of her dreams.
There you go.
And that's very good. If you can keep that focused, you know what I mean? If you can keep You'll do anything that you want to do. Yeah, that's part. And loved her answer. Stay humble, which is exactly right. You know, I've seen Courtney. Oh, you want the paper, Dave? I got to have that back. Shelly told me to bring that back, or I'll get a spanking on the way home. But anyway, I'll see Courtney out in town. She's just the most friendliest person. I really didn't know Courtney there until the last couple of years. But she always said hello, like she knew me. You knew who I was. And she'd always say hello. I'd see her at the store, or she'd be getting a drink or whatever. And she'd always say hello, Mike. And that is one thing about this young lady. She doesn't let this go to her head. She knows what she's done, and she can keep it right here. But she's just as personal as can be, with anybody else.
And that's what I was talking about. That's the culture. I mean, there are the environment, the team aspect that is built in this one. Champions from different disciplines, whether it be beauty pageants, weightlifting, basketball, whatever it happens to be. The culture of what she's been involved in, to me, is what's so impressive about this one, because it would be very easy for anyone to sit here and go, look what I did.
Right.
And she said it 4 times tonight. If you go back, 4 times tonight, she didn't talk about me. She said the team. It was all about the team effort, which I think is really impressive, because it really drives the point home that it is a team effort that builds everyone up, that leads to success.
Yeah. Chris Davis is watching. If you don't know, Slice and Dice Barbecue. He's open during the week now. Check it out on our Facebook pages for his specials. Dude, what was it today? Did you see it today?
I was in class all day.
I didn't see it either. Maybe Karis can tell us.
Yeah, maybe.
Diane Rainey said yes, and she said, thank you, gentlemen. No, we want to thank you for a lovely person that you have, a lovely daughter here that you have, and thank you for letting her come onto our show and entrusting us with your daughter here for just a few minutes so we can, I think those accolades are well-deserved. And anytime that we can put somebody out here on the things that they've done, we want to do it on this show, and there is no doubt about it. I want to go over just a couple more things before I let you go. You want to go over some of your lifts here? Do you want to read that off? You want to do that, or you want me to? Okay, squat attempts. So 308 pounds was a good lift. Then we went to 325, good lift for silver, as is shown. And then 336, you didn't even do it, right?
I didn't get the lift.
You didn't get, okay, so no lift means?
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it, okay. That didn't mean you didn't do it. That means you just didn't get it. But look, you jumped, that's 11 pounds. I mean, I know it doesn't seem a lot in the overall, but that's a good jump, isn't it? It's a pretty good jump. You can say it. It's a good jump. You probably felt like you should have got it, though, don't you? I knew it. I knew it. That's the way she is. I knew it. Yeah, David. Miss David, I could have got it. All right. Bench attempts. This is where you excel at, right? This is you.
This was me, but not my day.
It wasn't your day. It's okay. Because all you needed was the one, right?
True.
So, 231 pounds, good lift for the gold. She tried 242 two times, and hey, she didn't get it. It's okay. It's okay because you know what? At the end of the day,
got it the second time,
you
I
did?
didn't lock out even.
The weight came up, so you just didn't lock it out. Okay, but if I'm looking at this right, Courtney, just make sure. I went to school in Mississippi, so I'm not sure. It says gold right there, though, don't it?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter, right? On those other two lists, really doesn't. I know personal pride for you, though, right? I know it's personal for you, but hey, that's a gold medal, Dave. Dave, that's a gold medal. I don't care how you slice and dice it. I don't care if she got the other two lifts or not.
It's true.
But for her, I'm sure it's a pride thing. All right, deadlift attempts. Whew. I don't even know how you lift this, Courtney, to be honest with you. 363 pounds, good lift. 385 pounds, good grief. Now, you just heard what I said. 363, then she went to 385. That's a 22-pound increase. Good for the silver.
That's right.
Right there on that second lift. And then, are you crazy?
I went 429. I got it up. I finished the lockout. I needed 1 more inch to pull it, and I would have got it.
And then that would have got you the gold.
That would have got me the gold.
Oh!
That would have got me the gold in deadlift and overall.
I mean, this is, Courtney, talk to me here. This is like a 44-pound increase from here to here.
That's what I had to do.
That's what you had to do? You were so, and that's a good question that you bring up. So you're watching the other girls, and you're knowing what you got to get, especially if you lift after them, right?
Yes.
Just like when girls weightlifting, y'all all watching, so you'll know what you have. So you knew you had to do this to gather the gold if you would have gotten it.
Yes, sir.
And it was close. Again?
It was really close. It was lockout
Really?
for me on deadlift. I had 1 more inch to pull and I would have had it.
Wow.
All right, so the girl that beat you, and I'm got to get the paper there from Dave.
Yeah.
So you had a 942-pound total. That's all right. Does it say what she had? Do you remember what she had? She didn't beat you by much, right?
I think 960.
960. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it here.
440 total.
440 total there. Yeah, on that. But I was talking about the overall. But I guess
I
it
think that
doesn't say.
was-
Oh, was it? Okay. All right. So,
Still very
It's minus
impressive.
427 overall.
well, I think out of
Yeah.
everything was 942, right? That's out of everything, though, right?
And she had like a 960.
960. So she didn't beat you by much. You get that, and you beat her, right?
Pretty impressive.
So that's pretty impressive. All right, let me ask you about turkey. I've been there. Mike, you've been to Turkey? I know you've eaten turkey.
Only on
Oh, at the
Thanksgiving.
dinner table?
Yeah.
Dave, you been to Turkey?
Istanbul.
Yes, I know you have because you was a serviceman, and I was just getting ready to say.
That's it.
So, tell me the experience, and tell our viewing audience the experience of going over to Turkey. Where did y'all fly out of? What did you have to do? Where was your layovers? Those kind of things.
First, we flew from Jacksonville to Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, O'Hare,
Yeah,
right?
Chicago O'Hare. And then we went from Chicago O'Hare. We waited there for 8 hours the first day. And then went to Istanbul.
Sounds familiar.
Straight flight from O'Hare to Istanbul.
Yes, and that was like another.
That was about like a 9-hour flight. Isn't
Yeah,
9
I think it
hour,
was
10 hour
10
flight.
actually.
Okay.
10
It
hours,
was like
yeah.
10 and a half flight.
it? Wow. That's
So you landed in Istanbul, then you had to drive right to where this competition was, or was it in
No.
Istanbul itself?
It was a little bit out, but we took
Right.
like a little, like the team already there for USA had like
Right.
a little taxi thing for us to
Okay.
get there.
Turkish
So-
tuber.
There you go, Turkey.
Yeah.
So,
Tuber. Yeah. Anyway.
Tuber. There you go. But anyway, so how far outside of Istanbul was that?
We were
Just-
like Sevilla, how do you say it? It's
Yeah.
about like
20
minutes.
10 minutes? Yeah,
It's
10
like
minutes.
10
That's what I figured there. So,
It's not bad at all.
me and Dave was in the service back a little before me, not too much. But anyway, he went to Istanbul. Ship, Dave, or did you actually fly into there? Was you actually on a flight, or
I was on a ship.
you was on a ship? So y'all ported there
Yeah.
for a couple of days, few days, or whatever.
2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
Oh, really? So you got to go into Istanbul. If y'all don't know, and Mike already knows because I ask this trivia question all the time, Istanbul is the only city in the world that lies both in Asia, in 2 continents, Asia and Europe. You knew that, right? Because did you
does
know
now.
that? You do now, right?
Yeah, she does now.
So that main street that you probably rode down, half of it is in Asia, half of it is in Europe.
Yep.
So you got to be to a place where cities in 2 different continents.
Yeah. You can actually say that you've been to Europe
Europe
and Asia.
and Asia. How about that?
There you go.
So that you can put that in your notes. I've been to Europe and Asia. But anyway, so I was in Istanbul too. I did that. Ankara, which is the capital. I've been to Ankara. I've been to Topol, Turkey, which is just right outside of Istanbul. That's where we stayed that day because, we was on those P3s. So when we went over there, it was like a detachment for us. I've been to Dalaman, Turkey. Have you ever heard of Dalaman? Dalaman.
You were on a smaller ship, right?
I was on P3s. I was actually in Airedale. So, with air crews and things like that. So we got to travel all around and land these planes where your ship could not.
Exactly.
So I've been to all of Turkey. What'd you think about Turkey overall?
Overall, I didn't like the food that much.
Yeah.
But overall, in town would have been better, but where we were at probably wasn't the best.
Wasn't the best.
Turkey.
So you wasn't too crazy about the food? Did you say? Okay.
It's
got that.
It's
I've
an
got-
acquired taste. I will
Yeah.
say that.
All right. I've got to ask you about this, Dave. I've got to ask her. I don't know if I'm going to put her on the spot. Do you remember seeing the 3 seashells? In the bathrooms? No. Okay.
Pay attention.
You didn't pay attention. Good. I will talk about that later off the air. Okay. Well, yeah. We don't want to talk about the 3 seashells, Mike. That's a different story. Yeah. So anyway, turkey overall wasn't too bad for me. I thought the shop's great. You probably didn't get a chance to go shopping and doing a lot of that.
There wasn't really no shopping there when we were there.
Really?
A lot of stuff was like closed down.
Yeah. They
My
have a lot of
understanding
markets.
was that it was pretty much, if you weren't competing, you were just kind of there. I mean, it really wasn't a whole lot to it. Now, do you anticipate? We expect, I guess anticipate would probably be a better word for it. Going to Romania. Are you excited about the possibility of going to Romania? And do you think that you're going to come back with the gold?
I think I'll be able to come back to gold next.
There you go.
There you go. So you're going to Bucharest, right? Romania probably is where you're going to fly into. Probably outside somewhere is where the competition is going to be held at. So, hey, yes, sir. Hey, she may get a chance to do that. Hope maybe that you'll have a little more time where you can tour some things. You know, that's what's great about doing these kind of things, Dave. These young ladies and young men, this may be the only opportunity to be able to do that. You just don't know what life's going to bring you. Absolutely. And, take advantage of that when you can. So, last parting shots that you want to tell our viewing audience, your lovely mom that's watching, and just... I
do want to say thank you for everyone who donated and supported and helped me to go out there, and thank you for everyone who's kind of watched my progress and everything go.
Really.
Yeah, and thank you for representing so well. I mean, it is an amazing opportunity to be able to say, that we've been able to, we've shared a stage and we share a community with world champions. That to me is just amazing.
Absolutely outstanding.
Great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Courtney Comer. Thank you, Courtney, for joining us. And hey, when you during high school, and when you're welcome to come on anytime.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're welcome to come on. You just holler at Miss Shelley or any of us, and you're welcome to come on anytime.
There you go.
All right.
So,
All righty.
Well, sit tight.
Yeah, sit tight while we pay a few bills.
Fun
We'll be
Point
right
Food
back.
and Arcade. Brought to you by Fun Point Food and Arcade, 1100 South Walnut Street in beautiful Stark, Florida. Fun Point is an all-in-one arcade and restaurant that is bound to raise your spirits, sure to please your taste buds, and the games will keep you entertained for hours. Fun Point Food and Arcade, 1100 South Walnut Street in Stark. Feel free to give them a call at 904-966-3380. Make a point to visit Fun Point.
Here we are back, on the spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers, right along with Mr. Michael Heater, right along with Mr. David Holland, better known as the Dancing Destroyer. Mr. Byron Bagwell couldn't make it with us tonight, but he did want me to say something. And let me go back, Mr. Bagwell, if I can find it. Byron says number 50 a week. Do y'all know what that means?
Number 50 a week.
Yep, the number 50 right here, a week. If you know Byron and what he talks about in his segment, what would you think he'd be referring to? Let me help you out. Remember Mr. DeSantis sent 10 illegal immigrants. All right, he knows now. 10 illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard.
Now, what's interesting is that next week when Byron comes on, I would like to hear Byron's take on this one. The migrants that were taken to Martha's Vineyard.
That's right.
With the help of some not so glowing, shining legal personnel, have filed a class action lawsuit against Governor DeSantis, both professionally, officially as governor, and individually as a person, claiming that they were misled by coming to Florida and then were not aware that they were going to be shipped off to another location, namely Martha's Vineyard. So they have filed a lawsuit against the governor for their mistreatment. Will be interesting to see how Byron discusses that.
Well, let me go ahead and tell you how Byron feels about that.
I already know how Byron feels
so
about it. But
we can reiterate that, but let me tell you, because me and Byron had an hour discussion about this today.
I can imagine.
And I'm going to put it in just a few words.
Okay.
So the people up in Martha's Vineyard are torqued because we sent them there.
Yeah.
But you want to be a
Sanctuary
city. So why are you getting mad because we sent 10 migrants up there and now you're all upset? Now you're upset with our governor. So you know what Byron said? Let's fix it. We'll just send you 50 a week.
Yeah.
How about that?
So
and then see what happens.
Here's the funny part about it. There were, and I hate to say this because, and I don't mean for it to come across this way. And there's a gentleman who's in the radio industry who he and I've been friends for years. Mm-hmm. He's a raging liberal. I did not know this when we were still friends. You know,
of course.
We're opposite in philosophy, but he was sharing on social media that, you know, evil Florida was sending these people out here and displacing them, and that Martha's Vineyard, being a sanctuary, was embracing them and holding them. It's going to take care of them and do this one. And the next day, they put them on a bus and shipped them out. I find the irony and humor in that most intriguing. Won't go into it too much like that one, but I find your threats hollow in a lawsuit when you sit here and say, "Oh, we can't believe you did this to these people," and yet you did the same thing.
Right.
You shipped them off as well.
Right.
You know, send them off to wherever. Your argument doesn't hold water with me. I just, that's my take on it.
Well, and like you said right there, my thing is you say, like you said, you're a sanctuary city. Okay, so if you're looking for an asylum or sanctuary, where do you go? A place that's going to open you with open arms. Okay. And that's exactly what they said they were going to do. And then, like Michael said, excuse me, what did they do?
They turned around and shipped them right off somewhere else.
I'm with him. I don't hold water. All right, here's the second thing before we close out and get to the weather.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
How many people, I want all the mothers and all the children to get on right now. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. You're going to love this one.
I don't know what he's got planned, so this ought to be entertaining.
Yeah, come on back. Get your friends back on, especially if you're a mother or children.
Okay, just so we're on the same page here, directors probably should be informed.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I'm just throwing it out there.
All right. Anyway.
For future reference, that's all.
All right.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I am not a big TikTok guy, but I do go on and check some things out.
Okay.
And me and a coworker happen to be looking at TikTok today.
Okay.
And do you guys like chicken? Everybody likes chicken, don't they?
Well, yes.
Do you like chicken strips? Oh, of course you do.
Oh,
do you?
My wife makes an amazing chicken cacciatore.
Yeah, chicken breast. I know you like chicken, right?
Yeah. Chicken salad.
Oh, I love chicken salad. Well, you know our great TikTok that always puts out great information, right?
I think
man, it's the truth if it's on there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Not sure about
this. Yeah. Let me just call him an idiot. Can I call him? Let me just call him an idiot. Puts out there for children that for children to cook their chicken in NyQuil. Are you absolutely kidding me? This is the kind of garbage that we as a society has become.
Wow.
Cook your chicken in NyQuil. Michael, ask me why.
Gee, David, why?
Because it's the new form of getting high. Yes! The NyQuil soaks into the chicken.
What?
You eat the chicken, and man, all of a sudden, all that just goes into your body, and you get a high feeling.
So you want more chicken?
In NyQuil. This is a bunch of garbage.
Is there a chance of NyQuil overdose?
Yeah, there is. As a matter of fact, the FDA has seen this, and I hope they go after this person and prosecute them to the fullest extent, because this is what we need to do with people that do this kind of garbage. I don't care what color you are, what religion you are, what you are. We're all people. And to sit there and tell a kid and kids to cook their chicken in NyQuil,
He must work for NyQuil.
he must work for something, because I hope the authorities prosecute him to the fullest extent and kick him off of TikTok. But this is the kind of FDA said, we don't endorse this at all.
Yeah, why would
And I believe that the FDA should go after this guy, or the feds, somebody should go after this guy for putting that on there. Do you know how many kids you've enticed to do that? Do you know how many kids is probably Mike has already done it?
I'm just thinking here, I got a visual in my head going up to Mom and asking Mom, can you cook my chicken and use NyQuil?
What? Or how about this? Let me reverse the roles. Here's Michael. He likes to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And Mom comes to him and says, Michael, we're having chicken tonight that's going to be soaked in NyQuil. You know what Mike's going to do back in the day? Ugh. What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Mom? That's the difference. That is the difference. Somebody come up to you, Dave, and said that thing. What would you do? You would say, ugh, what?
Yeah.
But today, this is the way society has become. Society now is... And it's being told, and it's being taught, and it's being done on where you can get your next high. Tide Pods. Let me go with Tide Pods. How many times did we talk about that, Mike? Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Come on.
True.
This is the next newest thing. Soaking chicken in NyQuil. I urge you parents, please watch what your kids are going on. There's all kinds of social medias out there. You've heard Michael, you've heard Byron, you've heard Dave, you've heard Mitchell talk about these things. Please monitor what your kids are looking at. Exactly. Because if you wasn't aware of that and you go, oh my gosh, my kid's gone to the hospital because he's overdosed on NyQuil, or she, and then you start putting two and two together, how did that happen?
It's true.
Chicken. Soaking your chicken in NyQuil. That's just absolutely bizarre. But I just want to make parents make sure that you tune in to what your kids are doing. You should be doing it anyway on every social aspect. I mean, look, you've got sexual predators out there. You've got sexual offenders out there. You've got kids that want to get your kids high. It's just gone to hell in a handbasket. And for us, I think our show needs to be the platform to go, hey, this is wrong. We need to start pushing for these guys to get what they deserve if they're putting that garbage out on social media. Mike, do you agree?
I totally agree.
And Byron would definitely totally agree. I know you agree. Mitchell will agree. Somebody needs to step up and start saying, hey, what are we doing here? And make somebody accountable for their actions. That's the problem. We're not making anybody accountable for their actions. Oh, it's funny. Hey, just like the story that Mike put out today about the, you said some kids told about the social, about
the threats.
The threats.
Yeah.
I'm glad students are starting to see this and go, hey, I don't want this to happen to me. I'm going to tell somebody. You're not a tattletale, ladies and gentlemen. You are preventing a massacre.
That's right.
That could possible massacre.
And it goes. It's as simple as what law enforcement around the state, around the county, right here, Sheriff Smith and everyone associated with that has said the same thing. If you see something, say something. Don't have to put your name out on social media. You can get it. You can send a text message to the school resource deputy. You could reach out to a teacher, the guidance counselor. And the parents. Parents, don't be afraid to sit here and ask them. Don't being accusatory, but just say, hey, what's kind of the weird thing going on like that? You might be surprised what the kids come up and tell you, and then that opens an opportunity for dialogue between you and your kids that can help maybe alleviate some concerns about maybe the kids. Then they feel comfortable coming to parents and that sort of thing like that. and that's what I'm happy about. I mean, my kids have always had the opportunity to come to me, and
Absolutely.
and, I've encouraged that, and I'm really happy that that my grandson and my granddaughter can go to their respective moms and talk to them. It's important, and this is a great opportunity to embrace that.
How many lives are we going to lose before society wakes up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
You hear it every day. Michael, when we do our news, or when he puts something on the page, a shooting here, a massacre here, something there, like you said, when are we as people, as concerned citizens of this great country, are going to say enough is enough?
true that.
And then, like Michael said before, and Byron has said before, we need to start. Schools seem to be the main focus of things. I know it happens everywhere, but schools seems to be the main focus of things. We have got to shore up our security at schools. I don't care what it is, having to put a couple of days. I understand it costs money. I get it. Yeah. But is the money worth it's worth the life that you're going to save, that could be saved by paying that particular officer, paying that particular person, if he's qualified, he or she is qualified to do that. You know what I mean? I think we need to figure out how we can start shoring up our schools. I don't want to make them prisons, like Mike said, but I do want to make sure that your grandchild, David, your grandchildren, Michael, anybody's grandchildren can go to school, or your children can go to school and feel safe about being there. Yeah, how would you feel about if you were the Uvalde? Would you really want to go? Man, I would be sort of hesitant going there, even though it happened. Any one of these places that's gotten a shooting like that, I don't know how comfortable I'd be going back to a place like that.
That's true.
So, just something to think about, guys. But when I seen that, I kept it from you because I wanted to see the reaction on your face. Soaking chicken in NyQuil. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Good grief. Let's go to the weather, Mike.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the weather. Let's start with the pollen. That's always a big thing. Let's take a look at the pollen. Here are your numbers right here. It's high, and it's going to get higher. Literally 8.9, jumping up to 9.5, drops off a little bit, 9.2 and 8.2. But the point is that, and again, that is a precursor showing you that at least we're not going to get the flooding rains that we've been seeing for a while. It helps with some of these yards. I know your business has been suffering because of all the rain we've had. That's causing a bit of a problem across the board as well. Hurricane Fiona. Let's jump over to the tropics real quick so you guys take a look at that. Fiona absolutely decimated Puerto Rico with 100-mile-per-hour winds. It's up to 115. The good news is that a frontal boundary, and it's kind of hard to see, but if you look off the eastern coast of Florida on the graphic, that is where the frontal boundary is. That is where high pressure is going to start to build in. It's going to kick the storm off to the north, eventually turning to the northeast. Gaston, located over on the far right side of your screen, not a concern. Moving off to the northeast as well. Going to be a problem for shipping between Europe and North America. Not a big deal. But now that high pressure I talked about is what's going to bring us some really warm temperatures. Take a look at the high temperatures across the region. Nashville, 98 degrees. We haven't seen 98 degrees in Nashville in weeks, pushing a couple of months here. And it's going to stretch. 90s going from Charlotte, Atlanta, all the way down to Pascagoula. Even Tallahassee's going to get in on the act. We're going to see some temperatures around 90 degrees, 88 to 90 degrees here in Stark, and the chance of rain on the decrease. Again, better chance of rain the further south you go, but temperatures are going to be high basically across the entire region until we get to Friday. The good news is, taking a look at the local forecast, you'll see that rain not really so much of a concern, but the temperatures are going to be pushing 90 degrees or higher as we get in through Thursday. But on Friday, a cold front moves to the area. Nice refreshing temperatures is going to be moving in. Lows dropping into the upper 60s. Yes, indeed. And I'm thinking that even though we might get a spritz of rain moving through on Friday, I think it's going to clear out and give us some really, really great football conditions for Friday night's Tornado football game at David Hurst Stadium.
Yeah, boy, and I'll tell you what, Mike, that's a great weather report, and you said it exactly right. The Tornadoes 3-0. Depends how you want to count it. I'd say they're 4-0.
I do too.
4-0. They're going to be welcoming in the 2-1 or 3-1 Tallahassee Monroe team. They're called the Bobcats. They'll be coming in here to David Hurst Stadium. This is the team that we were sort of afraid of on the schedule.
Yes,
Still am. But they got 3 or 4 or 5 guys that are Division I commits. They'll match up well with the Tornadoes. We had the coaches show last night. Coach feels confident. I feel confident. I think the Tornadoes are going to get it done. Are they going to get scored on? Probably.
Yeah, I think the days of the shutout may be
Maybe.
over. But now, be honest, I thought Eastside was going to score.
I thought it too.
I thought Eastside was going to
Yep.
score on us, and they didn't. So we'll see what happens. I think this is going to be an amazing game. I
Great
think
game.
we're lucky to have home field advantage on this one.
Yeah.
Just because of the way things are playing out. So I'm excited about the way things are going to.
I think so. And again, David Hurst Stadium, 7:30 kickoff at 7:30. If you can't go or you can't catch the game, you can catch me and Byron Bagwell with the kickoff show at 7. Kickoff at 7:30 again. We'll be bringing you all the play-by-play action. Again, me and myself and Byron Bagwell. Me and Byron Bagwell. Good grief. Can't even talk. Along with Chuck Kramer and Lynn Bellis back at the station doing their thing. We'll be bringing you that broadcast. Also, Mitchell Gunner did not come on. I didn't see him. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But check out On the Spot Motorsports media page with Mitchell Gunner. He is the host of that show.
Yes, indeed.
He comes on. He's rotate with Mike between Thursdays and Wednesdays, Thursdays, just depending on his guest.
Sure.
Yesterday he told me and Dave he wasn't sure if he had a guest, so he wasn't sure if he was going to have a show. Okay. But he'll put it out there. If he has a show, he'll let you know, and make sure that you tune in, for that as well.
There we go.
Thank our guest, Courtney Comer, for coming on. What a great guest she was.
Yeah, she was good.
On behalf of the missing Byron Bagwell, the Dancing Destroyer, Dave Holland, Mr. Michael Heater, fantastic, and the showboat himself, David Rodgers. God bless you guys. Have a great night, have a great week, and a great weekend. See you next Tuesday.